Alright, so we should be streaming now. And let's see if I can actually hear stuff. If anyone else is watching, we are checking audio, making sure everything works. Didn't like give us a different URL. This looks like the live thing. Okay, talk a little bit. Oh no, I can hear you. I can hear your keyboard.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. Can I?
Clicking stuff?
Yeah. Okay, yep, I hear myself too. Okay, perfect. Alright, we are ready to go. I'm gonna switch over so I can actually watch what you're doing. Okay. Hey everybody, this is Devin, raddevin.com, and
Bradley.
and Bradley Surlis, and we are working on JamMate. So this is Ship at School, and the goal is to ship an app, in Bradley's case, an iOS app called JamMate. It is a social network for musicians, and it helps them find people they can jam with, or find people they can be in a band with, or whatever. Helps them find complementary musicians.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a fair way to put it.
Yeah. So just a really quick intro to what we're trying to do here. Bradley is a newly minted developer and trying to make his way in this crazy world. And
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So we were trying to identify like what's the greatest weakness he has right now. He wants, like, he's been doing React Native. He enjoys that. So we're thinking like mobile apps is probably a good place for him to work. And we were thinking about what's the greatest weakness he has, and at this point it's that he hasn't shipped an app. Like he doesn't have an app on the App Store. So our goal is to rectify that as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So where are we today? Last time we cleaned up a few things. And I think this week, or this episode, we've maybe got a couple things to finish up.
Yeah, I'm going to open up our board.
Yeah, cool.
So we can
look
at everything that's going on.
Okay.
Are critical to publish, in our opinion. Search page filtering. Let's see what we have on that. Yeah, we were thinking about using this Geo Firestore to filter by distance.
Right. Eventually.
And we don't want to see ourselves when we search.
Yes. Yes. That's probably initial release. That's probably something we want for the initial release, I'd say.
So minor update. I'm gonna demonstrate, Devin, if you're watching my screen.
Yeah, I'm watching. Go for it.
What we fixed last time is I'm just gonna make my contact info nothing, which is a big no. Give your contact info to somebody. I'm gonna give it to myself.
Okay.
And it's gonna check to say, hey, do you have contact info? Because if you don't, you can't send that.
Right.
So that's what it does right here. Add contact info.
Nice.
Add contact info. I'm going to make it really easy. Rad Devin school.com.
Okay.
It's not a real URL. But
don't go to that URL.
So what it just did, a couple of things behind the scenes, and I'm only saying this out loud just so that you can correct me if you remember we did something differently.
Sure.
And if you weren't aware it did all this, I'm letting you know we did fix all this.
Okay.
So what it just did, it does send the connection still after I have updated my contact info.
Okay.
So if we go back to home and we go to edit, which is the only place we can see it right now, you can barely see it. It is up here. It updates first. It still sends the connection. So I'm sure if I go to connections, it should show me. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. So that was what we had really fixed last time. Was we need to force them to have a contact info string.
Right.
If they don't, make them enter something, update their profile, then send the connection. If they do, send the connection. So to showcase that, I'm just going to real quick just send another connection. Now that I have info, it'll go straight to send a connection.
Sweet.
Yay. So now there's me. And it filtered, so it only shows me once.
Okay, nice.
So the other thing, we can check that off. We have that now.
I noticed you said it filtered, so it only showed you once. So is it actually adding you twice, and then it's filtering you out later, or is it filtering on the front end when you add?
I'll show you. So here's connected users. Oh, actually, sorry. This is needs to be refreshed. Hasn't been refreshed in a while.
Okay.
So yeah, there's me. Each of these is me.
Okay.
And our connections page will only show. It looks at each of your connections, grabs the person's name and contact info, and shows it once.
Okay.
So it only found me and added me once, which is great. That's
cool.
For now, for the launch.
Yeah.
So let's go back over here. I think we can confidently check this one off. We put user input for the contact info. That's on the edit profile page. We checked to see if there's no contact info, and if there's not, then force it. And we checked if if someone pressed if someone tried to add a connection and you didn't have contact info, make you add contact info before you add them.
Yes.
So that's done. Let's get this out of here.
Cool. There's one thing I'm wondering if we need to fix now, and I'd like to hear what you think about it. So I'm afraid if we let it add over and over to the database that we're going to make a big mess in the database. Yeah. That might be hard to clean up later.
Yeah. That's what this is.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Okay. If connected, doing all that.
You want to tackle this one now then?
Yeah, let's do that. See what we can do with it.
All right. So if your user's ID is already in that user's connected users array, then we don't want to let you add yourself again.
Right.
You already did it.
Yeah, we don't want to display that button at all in that case. Yeah.
So there's a couple things we got to do here. Let's see. So we could probably, what do you think, Devin? We could probably just throw when it's rendering the button itself, make this like a conditional.
Yes.
Like if something is true, then don't let them add it, or false, don't let them add it.
Yes.
Okay, so how should we do this?
Do we have... So inside this component, we have, like, the data we have basically is that user. Is that correct? The user that's being displayed?
Yeah, it's gonna, when the search page renders, it has a component called search profiles card.
Okay.
Let's see. And search profiles card is going to get the user ID, instrument, genres, and name.
Okay. So that's all the data it has.
Yeah,
I wonder.
I'm trying to backwards. Sorry.
That's okay.
It goes through each user. Right now, it goes through everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Users for each, and then it creates an object with genre, instrument, and then pushes a key first name, last name, zip codes, photo genre. So we're making a whole object each time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is what builds the user list, that get array function. Okay.
Yep.
But in here we have the entire user object with the connections and everything, correct?
As of now, no. It's not adding the connected users property.
Sure. Okay.
Or property? Key value pair.
Yeah.
It's grabbing pretty much everything else. So maybe we need to add that.
Yeah, I think we add that, and then instead of passing those individual pieces of data into the child component, maybe we just pass that whole user in there, and then we can take it apart once we get inside that component.
So you're saying don't break it down into an object like this. Instead, just pass the whole user to the search profiles card?
I don't know. I don't know if that's what I'm saying. Either build that object we're building and just also add the connections into it and then pass the whole thing in, or don't even worry. Well, no. The reason we're doing that, I'm remembering things as I go here. So the reason we're doing that get array function is actually taking a giant object and breaking it into an array of user objects, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I think we want to keep doing that, but we do want to include the connections key. But then maybe when we're doing the profile card, instead of passing in the individual pieces of data we want, maybe we just pass the whole user object that we created inside this array, and then we can split it up and get the properties we want out of it inside that component. Does that make sense?
Sort of.
Okay.
I'll follow you as we go through it.
Okay.
So what I started doing is, I know that we're going to have an array of these users that are connected.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of copying what we had done for genres and instruments. These are both, just it's an array of the genres, the array of the instruments. The key in each case is just randomly generated.
Yeah.
Just like our users are. This is irrelevant. This is just created for Firebase. This is the actual user.
Yes.
Just like here, we only wanted the value, not the key.
Right. Okay.
So I'm following that again. Obviously, we don't need that. We need connected users. Got an empty array. And then let key and object dot users.
I know literally nothing about Firestore, but this is a problem I'm hoping it solves. I'm hoping that it has like a true concept of an array. That would be really nice. Because this, I think this is the best way to do this right now, but it just feels really messy.
It does it to me as well.
Yeah.
I don't know any better yet, but yeah.
I think it's the way right now.
Okay, so I was thinking, Devin, the way we could test it for now is, put this code in here during the get array.
Yeah.
And then we're going to add this to that object. So we'll do connected users is equal to connected users. Cool. And then reload real quick. And then over here, we'll pass that on as well. As of now. So connected users will equal connected users. Oh, item.connected users. Or, I guess, a empty array if they don't have any, which could happen, I guess.
Yeah.
Now that that's being passed properly, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try to render it.
Okay.
Let's see if it pops up.
Okay.
So in this case, we would, let's see. Oh, well, that's annoying. Not add contact. We don't need that. Okay, so we had done this. If you notice, when we look at our users, it's kind of neatly showing name, instruments, the list of instruments, the space, then genres, and then the genres, and then a button.
Okay.
And that's because we use this concat method, just saying, force the word instruments, then concat with that list of instruments, then give it a blank space, then give it genres, and then add in, which is really messy and really manual.
Yeah. We can improve that later, but I think that's fine for now.
So what I'm going to do while it's all gross and messy,
is literally just toss this in there too. Yeah,
and just add in connected users.
Sure.
Just to make sure this thing's working.
Yep.
And here this props connected users.
Okay.
And hope for the best.
Looks good.
Let's see if it works.
I'm gonna switch back.
If anyone's wondering
our chat really quick.
If anyone's wondering why I keep closing Facebook, it's because I don't want to log in each time, and it's storing me on the mobile phone's local storage or something. It knows who I am already, so that's why I keep pushing X.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's the connected users. It worked. There's me 3 times. Devin, do you have any connected users? You don't have any. It's too bad. We will add. Okay, so it's showing. Now, how do we limit it to just once per user?
We won't worry about that, because once we get rid of that button, there will not be any duplicates.
Okay.
So we'll just.
How do you think we should tackle it?
Oh, actually, so here's another point. Like the displaying the connected users is good to let us know that data is getting in there, but we don't actually need to do that. So if you want, we could just take that out. The only thing we want the connected users for is to see if the current user is among them, so we can decide whether to display the button or not.
Okay, so we don't need to do that as part of that render.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's good. Like, it's good to have done it though, because now we know that data's there. That's doing what we expect.
Well, it passed on properly, so now we know by the time it gets to search profiles card, it has that data.
Yep.
So now we can do a check to see if that button for each user would be there.
Yep.
This button. So let's see. I've done something similar before.
I saw that there's a variable that's current user. Where is that? Like, what is that scoped for? Do we have that here in the render function?
Sorry, where do you see it?
I saw it above the render function, maybe in the.
Right here.
Yeah, pushing current user.
This is when you're adding your contact.
Gotcha.
To user. So if I click on your add contact next to your profile, it's going to look for you in the database, find your ID because that's who I clicked on.
Yeah.
And connected users child in the database, and push in me. My ID.
Okay.
So current user is my ID.
Yeah.
Up here.
Okay. What if we just what if we basically just copied that where you're setting that current user variable and just did that again inside render so that we can have that there? And that's really the current user ID, right?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you name it current user ID just so we always know what it is, so we always know when we're looking at it. And
you want
now,
me to start Capital.
Yeah, however it makes sense to you is fine, I think.
Yeah, I'd like to capitalize them.
Okay. Yeah, and now we can just compare that to the values in that array, right?
Yes.
We can use that. Do you remember what was it? Sum? The sum array method we used before? We could use that for the comparison.
Oh, I don't remember where we used it. Where did we use that? Do you remember?
We don't have to go back to it necessarily. I can help you through it.
All right, let's go.
Let's see. Maybe we want to make, because we could just do this in an if statement around that button.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. I think that would be fine, but it might look kind of gross. So maybe we just make another method on the component that tests that, and then we can just run it and test the output of it.
What do you want to call it?
User is connected, or yeah, I think that's okay. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool.
I'm trying to think if we actually need to pass it something or not.
I don't think so, but the thing I just told you to do in render will move up there now. The variable we created. Yeah, that one.
I'm gonna fix it then.
Okay, looks good.
Now we got the current user ID, and then are we just going to look at the database to see?
No, because we've already got the data. It came through in the props, so we just need to grab it out of the props.
Okay. We'd have to loop through all those users then.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do it with sum.
Okay. Show me your way.
Sure. Okay, so the first thing I think I would do is I would make a variable that just makes that data easier to get to. So like let or I guess const connected users equals, and then what is it? This dot props dot connected users.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So that should give us that array, and now we can run the sum method. So it's connected users dot sum. SOME.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So this is going to tell us if any of these. So for the method for the function we pass in to sum, if any iteration outputs true, then sum will return true.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we want to, and that's perfect, because if any of these users equals the current user's ID, then we want it to be true. So yeah.
You want to, is it going to be several lines?
Maybe not actually. Maybe it's a one-liner.
All right.
I'll let you. Why don't you try it? Like, take a stab at it and see what you come up with.
Okay. So it's looking at connected loop through. User represents what's coming back each time, and it's supposed to match where user is equal. Well, I guess I can do triple. Equal to current user ID.
Yep. I think that's it. One thing I would do here, and I realized I caused this problem partly. I would change connected users to connected users IDs, or connected user IDs, or something like that, just so we know it's IDs. And then I would do the same thing with your parameter that you pass into your anonymous function that is the callback for sum, if that makes sense.
Connected users IDs. That feels weird.
It does. I think it's fine either way. It gives you the context either way, like you know what you're dealing with.
didn't do something right, did I? Current, connected. This,
yeah, so that one is good. Just take the S off. Current user ID.
right. So that's what it should be, right?
It does need ID.
ID.
It just doesn't need IDs. The current user on the far right of that same line. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, exactly. And then I would change your parameter name to reflect that it is an ID. Yeah. Yeah, I think that works.
And user ID is going to equal, who's logged in.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're setting up connected user IDs
mm-hmm.
is connected users from the props.
Mm-hmm.
Connector user IDs again. I don't know. Something's up. These should have matched to each other, shouldn't they?
Yes.
Well, just do it that way. It's still not doing it. Well, that's odd.
I think it's okay.
So a sum check to see if anything in there is true.
Mm-hmm.
ID is being passed and being compared where ID is equal to the current user ID.
Yep. And then if you want to just return that line 59, that'll return the output of that. So this will return either true or false, depending on how the sum comes out.
You do want me to return it?
Yes. Yeah, because I think my thinking is what we'll do is we can call this method down there before we output the button. And so like the method's called user is connected. So if user is connected, oh no, sorry. Go back to what you had.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that'll already return out of your anonymous function. But if you go back to the beginning of line 59 and just return this whole thing, it'll return, this method will return whatever the result of that sum is. Yeah, I think that should work. So okay. Now... So that was
true.
Yeah. And now what we need to do is, before we output that button, we just need to see if this dot user is connected.
Okay. Let's see how I would write that. Because I know React Native doesn't always just let you write in, code wherever you want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can just put an if statement here.
Try it out if you want. We'll just see if it barks at us.
Okay. If we'll just call it users connected.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, that's if it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Then we will grab the rest of this, I guess.
Yep.
We'll just do the button itself.
Yeah.
Pull it down here.
Okay.
Okay, and I mean, I don't really need the else. It should know.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah, it should just do nothing then.
Doesn't like that. 136.15.
Okay, so I see there are two problems I see. So
okay.
First, it'll have to be this dot user is connected, since it's a method of this component.
Okay.
And then the other thing is, this is going to look really weird, but like you need, so your JavaScript is only on lines 136 and 144. So everything else is JSX. So you need like, at the end of line 136, you need to close that first curly brace. Yep.
Oh, do I need to do these?
No, I don't think so. I don't think you need to do that. Just the closing brace. And now on 144, what do you need? You need an opening.
That's gonna close it right here, though.
I think I've seen this before. Let me look though. I know it looks weird, but if
something about when you're in return, I don't know if you can. No, I don't know. These are all supposed to be components at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can just run JavaScript here. What I had done before, and I don't remember how I set it up, but what I had done before is the render, and during the render it would check and say, hey, if this person has that, show this, and I had a return within the render.
Gotcha.
Where if it didn't hit that, then you return, this default down here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if that's the way.
I think you're right. I think we can't do this here, but what we can do is we can do a ternary.
Okay. What you got?
Okay. So, sorry, let me switch back over to you. Okay. So how do we do that? Let's do, hang on a second. Let me make sure I know what this is supposed to look like.
Yeah. Oops.
Conditional
Make sure that I'm
rendering.
still streaming. Oh yeah, it is. Hey.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty easy. Okay.
What you got?
So here's what we're gonna do. Are you familiar with the ternary?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So just take out your if there.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Leave your brace, and just take out the if.
And then just do this with the user connected. Oops. Question mark.
Yep.
If it's true, then.
And you can get rid of those braces because
Yeah.
the button is what happens if it's true, and then if it's false, we'll just do null.
Mess them up.
No, okay, I know what it is. There was another line that had one of the braces on it. Where was it?
Here,
Maybe one. Yeah, maybe that one.
Nope. This is closing the on button press. It's fine. Text, this pop's name, great.
There were two of them, I think. So it may be both those on 145 and 144. Try getting rid of both of those and see if the highlighting looks right. Nope.
What are we missing? Oh, wait, there needs to be two of these. There we go. Because that closes on
Oh,
press.
right. Okay, cool.
In on press.
Okay. And you can get rid of that bottom button, like that second copy of the same button if you want. 140.
That's our else though. Oh, we're going to add it up here. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me build the first one first, and then I'll
Sure.
move that out of the way. So let's take this whole thing. This is the first, if their user's already connected.
Mm-hmm.
Take that and make that the first condition. Oh wow, that didn't look much different.
I think you can put it down on the. I think you can start it down on the next line like it was if you want. Wait, if this .user is connected, if user is connected, we don't want to show the button. So we either want to negate that condition, or do the null first. And I don't. Yeah, that works. That works. Okay.
And then otherwise, just show the button as we used to.
You don't want to do that though, right? If it's so, it's going to be if they're connected, you're not going to show any button. And if they're not, then you're going to show the button. So the else case is just going to be null. No, you were right.
Oh, was I?
Yeah, you were right with that. So like, get rid of your other button there. That's what I was saying earlier, because you only want to display the button in one case.
Okay.
So your else case after the colon is just null. That's what you're going to output if they are connected. Yeah.
And then close this thing up.
Yeah, yeah.
And hopefully my prettier will make it pretty.
Hopefully.
Close
Nice. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
this looks sound. Let's say, okay, so if users connected ends up being false or falsy, go ahead and show me that button so we can add them. And the text, it says, send your info. Otherwise, if this came up true, we're returning null.
Yep.
All right.
I think that's right.
That might be all it takes.
Hope so, anyway.
I hope so, too.
Nice.
No
that's where it is, right?
And there's a button for you.
Sweet. Okay, awesome. And you're connected to Michael, too, right? And he doesn't have a button.
I'm not sure. See, because
I think you
before
are.
When we were showing like all the people that have added me, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And the only people who had added me were me.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Whereas, like, if I had sent my contact info to Tester, it won't let me do it again. If I sent it to you already, it won't. So apparently it doesn't think I've sent you my info before. So let's look at you and see.
Okay.
I believe you're this one. You're not. That's you.
Okay.
So you're connected user. You don't have any connected users.
Okay.
So
that tracks.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it works.
Nice.
Although I want to test it. So I'm going to go to myself. I'm going to delete myself out of my connected users.
Perfect.
To see if it will allow me to add me.
Okay.
Let's find out. I think I gotta restart it. Here's me. It allows me to add. After I click it, it doesn't update, but I think if I unmount it and come back, never mind. It still lets me add myself again. That's no good.
Yeah. So it's probably because that view is already rendered.
So we have to unmount it. Now it doesn't let me.
Okay.
So it works. It's just not updating.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
On the fly.
Yeah.
Not
and that
mounting
makes
it.
sense. If we could get that into state instead, then it should update live, right?
I would think so.
So let's think about how we could do that instead of having to call that method.
See, that's the beauty of the flat list, is because I have, I don't know where it is now. Actually, I didn't use it on this one. When I have extra data, what that does is it keeps watching whatever you put in here, and if it changes, it updates every time this changes.
Right.
So maybe if we added that in here, I don't know if it's going to change though. Maybe we could make it look at this.props.connected users. See, because that's going to, it's looking at your connected users, right? Is that what we want? What do we want?
Well, that's like, I guess that's not enough information. Just the connected users.
Right.
Let's see if we can get this into state and just do it there, because I think that will also update as state gets updated.
Okay.
Okay.
We could even call, like, never mind. I'm going to follow what you had to say.
Okay.
Your knowledge. You're
not
wise.
Not really. But yeah, let's. So it'd be nice. We need to have it. I think it'd be nice to initialize it in the constructor.
Okay.
We've already got the props there.
What do you want to call it?
Let's call it is connected, I guess.
Not users connected.
User is connected is fine. I don't care. Either one.
Okay.
Okay.
And what should it start as?
It could actually, I think we could actually just make it this dot user is connected. Not props.
Oh, you're saying call that.
Yeah, call that
function?
method. Yeah, call that method right here to set the value.
Okay, like so.
Yep, like that.
But,
no semicolon. I don't think that'll work.
The state. Oh
yeah, yeah, because it's inside an object.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that'll set the initial state. And then, so the initial state will hold true unless somebody connects to a user. So when they click, yeah, then it'll flip. So, and I guess, okay, let me clarify. When I say it'll hold true, I don't mean the value true, but whatever it is, it will be until somebody clicks that button. So we can just let the state be that, whatever it is initially, until somebody clicks the button, and then we can flip it.
Okay.
Now what we've got to do is, instead of testing that method, we need to test that state property for the button. Does that make sense?
Okay. So here it would check to see if that state is truthy, the truth.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
This state that is. Oh wait,
user is connected. I think. Yeah, yeah.
Is it still was it the inverse? So it's still the false version of that.
Yeah, it's still the false version. And now the other thing we need to do is, when they press this button and when they add a contact, we need to toggle that state, that state property.
You want to do that here before the return?
Not in user is connected, but in add contact.
Oh, okay.
And we might want to do it inside a callback to make sure the database gets updated. Do we have a way to do that? So okay, where are we right now? Okay, so that's if no contact info. That's the first portion there.
Yep.
And then else is if it's successful.
Yeah.
Is there a callback on that Firebase push? Is there a like a promise that we can then off of?
Push under the else?
Yeah, under the else. So that represents a success. That's a successful connection. So that's when we would want to add. Yeah.
And how could we do that? Could we just do a comma and then callback function? Does that not work there?
I don't know. No, that wouldn't work. I don't think. No, that wouldn't work. We might be able to then off of it though. Let me look at some. Let me look at some documentation here. So Firebase push. Firebase child push. Push returns a thenable reference. So we should be able to chain a then off of that push.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, let's try that.
Did I
And
formulate it?
yeah, that looks right. And
Okay.
all it needs to do, I think, is toggle that state variable.
Then, so it was set state. This dot set state. And the change is, I keep saying it wrong. User is connected to whatever the opposite of that was.
Right? Yes, but actually we know what that value is going to be, so we can just set it. Like, this is a successful connection, so user is connected is going to be true at this point. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So go through. This is if you are already entered your contact info.
Mm-hmm.
Go find yourself in the user database, push your current user's ID, and then call back, set state, user is connected to true.
Yep.
Okay. We should do the same then for the lack of contact info, because it does the same thing. It gets to a point where it says, okay.
Where it finishes the connection. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you think I should move this and just make it all part of, after you're done, it always goes to that point.
I think it's fine for now to leave it the way it is, because I think ultimately, and we talked about this a little bit last time, I think ultimately when you're prompting them to enter their contact info, you may want to make that recursive so that it'll keep asking until they enter it. And so some of this may get restructured then.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's okay to leave it like this, even though it's not dry.
Well, the problem is that if right now I had a blank contact info,
yeah,
and I went to add you, it would go, hey, you have to enter your contact info.
Yes.
After it got done, it would still add you.
Yeah.
But in this case, it wouldn't change the state.
Yes. Yeah. No. Sorry. What I'm saying is, I think it's okay to duplicate that same then we just did up on line 95. Even though ideally we wouldn't be duplicating that code, but I think that's going to have to be refactored soon-ish anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not speaking very clearly. I'm saying things that I realize later are ambiguous.
Okay, I think then we're in good position. Oh,
I think so.
Why does it look so different? Okay, no, that's good.
Cool.
Fresh current user, then callback, set state. Okay.
Now just
and then makes it look on.
See if it actually works.
I'm gonna try it on you because we are not connected.
Okay, perfect.
So let's go find you. I'm gonna send you my contact info.
Okay.
Connection sent, and
all right,
it's gone.
Perfect.
That worked. Very nice.
Yeah.
That's great. Let me save one of these. Great. Let's see. What do you think appropriate commit would be? I did a couple things actually since the last commit, fortunately.
Yeah. Actually, you want me to show you a trick? A cool trick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do git add -p. Have you done this before?
No.
Okay.
Capital P?
No, lowercase p.
Okay.
Okay, and return.
Is that empty?
Yep.
No changes.
No changes. What does that mean?
Because I just added it.
Oh, you've added it already. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I just did it.
let's undo that. Do get status. I forget the command to unstage.
Yeah. Oh, get reset?
Yeah, get reset head. Maybe just get reset head, and maybe that'll just do everything. Excuse me. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, actually, if you do, yeah, try that and see if that works.
I feel like we're going to lose our progress.
No, we shouldn't. It should still be in the working directory. It just won't be staged.
Okay. All right.
Okay, yeah. So now they're unstaged again. Okay, yep.
Do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
What does this do?
Okay, this is going to let you cherry pick what you want to add. So you can go through and add all the pieces for one change, and then you can do a commit, and then you can do another git add p and pick all the pieces from another change. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but
Okay.
what are all these letters?
Yeah, so they all do different things. The important ones really are yes and no, mostly, Y and N. So if you hit Y, it's going to add this. It's going to stage this. If you hit N, it won't.
No, I see. And it's breaking down piece by piece.
Breaking it down piece by piece, yeah. And if it chunks up too much, you can hit S, and that will try to split it apart more. Sometimes that'll help, sometimes it won't. Like worst case scenario is you can hit E, and you can go in and manually edit what you want to add of that chunk. But we probably won't even have to do that here. So yeah, just yes, all the things that are associated to one change, and then we'll commit it, and then we'll come back in and do it again.
Okay, so let's see. This is when we started adding in the connected users. So
yeah.
No, I don't.
So
want
no
one
on that one. Yeah.
And no to that one. I don't know why it's even saying that. No, that's gonna be separate. What is this?
That is, so that's passing your property in, your connected users property. So that's a no.
This is,
that one.
That's probably fine. Yeah, we'll do that one.
Okay.
This is state. No, we're gonna add that to the next set.
Okay.
That's gonna be the next one. That's gonna be the next one. So is that? That's part of it, though.
Okay.
So what I'm first committing is I had added a buffer to the top of some of these views.
Okay.
You might notice this page right now on my mobile is right across the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had put a change to change one of the styles in my master style sheet.
Okay.
So I'm adding those all together.
Nice.
So that can be committed now, right?
Yes.
We'll just say that's style top padding.
So
And
this
then,
is notch compensation.
That's what this is called?
No, I'm asking. You're compensating for the notch, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That is what I'm doing. You're right. Because my other device was a 6 Plus on here.
Yes.
And
it didn't have a problem.
Yeah, and it looked fine. But now that we're on the newer ones, they have that notch.
Okay.
So add P again. This should only show the rest of the things that we are working on, right?
Yes.
So this is passing connected users as props. This is adding connected users as one of the pair values in that object. And this is adding it as this is also passing in as props.
Yeah.
This is part of the search profile card is being passed as props. This is calling that state, setting the state to that user's connected method. That is the then that we added for the push. As is that. It's 2 places. And this is where it actually renders on the component, whether there's a button or there's not a button.
Right.
We can commit all that. Devin, if you don't mind me asking, since I'm a super noob, and maybe other people are thinking this too if they're also super new, when we do git commit dash m,
Yeah.
lowercase m, what is this saying? This is just to say, hey, we want to add a message to our commit.
Yes.
Lowercase m.
Yep. That's
another way? Is there another way that another style of leaving notes for your commit besides dash lowercase m?
Yes. So if you just do git commit without the m option, it will bring up whatever default editor you have set. And I don't remember if that's something you set in Git or if that's set in your terminal, but it's set in one of those two. So if you just type git commit, it will pull up your default editor, whatever that is, and give you an opportunity to type in a commit message there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Honestly, I rarely ever use it because it's pretty convenient to do it at the command line. But yeah, it's a nice sort of fail-safe, I guess.
All right. So let's make sure that nothing else needs to be staged. Nope, it's looking good.
Okay.
Great. So that should be one more thing done. If connected, do not allow to send connection. That's working. Let's get it out of here.
Yep.
Cool. I only have a couple more minutes, probably. Do you want to try to take a shot at any of this, or do you want to wait?
We should probably wait. I don't think we'll have time to get through it, so yeah, we can just put that off.
You know, there was something that keeps coming up. I don't know if I can get it to repeat itself because I'm already logged in.
Okay.
But on initial login each time, it was still giving me an error message. If you just give me a minute, I'm going to stop sharing so I can see my screens.
Yep.
And I'm on the screen. I have a screenshot of it.
Okay.
So what it was doing is it was saying that when you first reach the home page, the order that it's retrieving information and trying to render the information, something's wrong there. Okay. Here's what's happening. Loading right now.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's all right.
It should be there. Okay, let's see. Okay, you should be able to see my screen again.
Okay, yep.
So this is the error I saw earlier. Let me try to make it a little bigger. There we go. Null is not an object when it tried to look at current user.uid.
Okay. Okay, so
now
probably...
if you reload the app, it doesn't have a problem.
Yeah.
Because it already has that information.
Right.
By that second time.
Okay. And where is that? Home?
I can show you. I'm not entirely sure if it's happening here when we're setting up state initially in the constructor.
Okay.
That would be here. Where to go? This. It would be this. Where we're saying, hey, is there a current user? If there is, you know, UID is going to equal that current user's ID. Otherwise, if there's not a current user yet, make it null.
Yeah.
That might be doing it, but it might not.
I guess the question is, does firebase.auth, that firebase.auth method, does that always return something? I think it does because, well, I guess it's hard to tell here based on this. It could be, oh, this is evaluating current user.uid.
Sorry.
That's okay. Are we sure this is happening in home?
Yes, I believe so. I mean, that's
Okay.
the only place that that's called.
Okay.
This error message comes out after you leave the landing page, which is the login
Okay.
page. I can go back there now. Actually, yeah, I can. Um, so this is our landing page.
Mm-hmm.
Once I finish logging in, it transitions to the home page. The error would have happened there between the two.
Okay. So probably when the home view is mounting.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back and look at that again. Look at that code again.
Maybe our order is messed up or something.
Yeah.
It sets the state of UID here, which does
Mm-hmm.
call that,
Mm-hmm.
but there's also another point where it's using that um, during get city.
Ah.
Get city is called, I believe, when you click the search page. Let me find out. Let's see. Oh, I should have just searched that. Oh, maybe it's not being called at all anymore. um,
Was that the only result for Get City?
for Get City?
Yeah. You got
Yeah.
2 matches. So yeah, it's the one you've got commented out and then the definition or the.
Yeah. So it's not even getting called anymore.
Okay, so it can't be that one.
But I do need to put that back. The other place, current user.
Oh. Okay.
That's not it. Could be there. The component did mount. It's saying user ID is going to equal the current ID.
It.
Empty string.
That's it, because there's nothing there to protect if the current user is not defined.
Do you want to set up that same ternary statement then?
Sure. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay. So I'm just going to rewrite this. So it should be. Oh, actually, I can just do it this way. Hang on. Mm-hmm. And then we'll just do the same thing again. User for empty string. The object.
What do you do with that user ID? Oh, you're using it in a query.
Yep.
So you probably don't want to run that query at all if you don't have anything. Yeah. I would probably make the else case. I don't know if it matters. Or maybe just maybe null. Yeah. And then you might want to also test for that before you run that query.
I don't know what you mean.
So just before you run any query where you're going to use user ID, make sure user ID is something.
Okay. So then here we could just do, hey, user ID. Trying to think of how to say it's true. I mean, I could do an if.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
If user ID, then go ahead and run the rest of this thing.
Yeah. And it looks like both those queries I can see use user ID. And that one. Okay, so yeah, 3 queries. Yep.
I need to move all this over.
You can save it, and it'll do it for you.
You're right.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to see it in action. I might have to restart Expo and all that.
Okay.
If it even loads. We can try it. I still haven't gotten kicked off.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kick off.
Yep.
My package here. I'm going to close out simulator. Here as well. Right. So, and we're just going to start all over again.
Okay.
Expo start. What I'm going to try to do is Shift R,
Yeah.
which is supposed to completely clear the cache
Okay.
when it the simulator. I probably should have just done that actually. Oh well,
It's okay.
too late.
This was pretty
We're
quick.
gonna do that. So after it loads, I'm gonna do a Shift R so that it clears everything.
Okay.
And hopefully that should be a good enough reboot that doesn't have any data yet.
Okay.
And test it.
Another thing, like if for some reason that doesn't work, maybe
Yeah.
switching devices in the simulator. I don't know if that would help, but
I'm willing to try it.
okay.
I'm not sure if it will.
Hopefully your method will work, and we won't have to go any further.
We will see. It always gets mad when it first renders. I don't know why it does that. It's like it's telling me that it couldn't install Expo.
That's weird.
Oh, maybe that's what I need to do. Hang on, let's just do that.
Oh, just just remove Expo.
Yeah, just gonna delete it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has nothing to work with.
Yeah.
Or it will tell me no over and over again. Now it's all mad. I just finished. Okay, that was a Shift R.
Okay.
I'm doing everything.
Nice.
The phone is shaking with terror.
I kind of like that the simulator's battery meter mirrors your computer's battery meter.
Yeah, me too.
It's a nice touch.
All right. I'm going to check this and then I have to wrap it up.
That's cool.
I don't even know if it's rendering at this point. Is it going? There we go. Now it's going.
Okay.
Gonna install it. Just gonna open it. And we'll see if it works. Ooh. Oh. Very angry.
It's sorta installed.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Error installing or running app. Process exited with non-zero code. Sounds bad. I don't recall seeing that last time. We had to reinstall. Do you?
I've seen it sometimes.
Oh, you have? Okay.
I mean,
how do you recover from it?
I haven't seen this error, but
yeah.
It's probably mad. I tried to run my app and then uninstalled it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can stop this.
Okay.
Start all over again. Should work. Okay, I'll open up another one. Don't need that many. Cool. It's there. Wonder. No, it won't. There it goes.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what was wrong with it, but it's working now. And moment of truth.
Yeah. Okay. Looks good so far.
All right, give me 1 second to punch in my login.
All right.
I'll be right back. I won't
okay. Cool.
I won't. Okay. You see it?
Yep, I see you.
Let's see if it breaks.
All right.
Oh, it broke.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. What is that? JSON value null cannot be converted to a valid URL. Okay, well, that doesn't sound crazy. I think that's something we can tackle.
And now that it did that and broke once, it
It'll be
should
fine.
render
Yeah.
just yeah.
Yeah.
So we can check that out tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll add that to our Trello.
Okay, cool. That sounds great. All right.
All right.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching, and we're going to try to do another stream tomorrow. I'll announce it on Twitter and the other usual channels. So wherever you found this, you'll see it there too. All right. So thanks everyone for watching. Talk to you soon.